always loved to write since the time I was a little kid. I'm not sure I considered doing it publicly until my first semester freshman year. I took a creative writing class, and my TA for that class pulled me aside and said, you know, you're a poet and you really ought to do this with your life. And it was huge, and I am grateful that he said it and grateful that I've been able to do that.
I can remember the moment vividly. I was walking out to my car and I was just overcome by this novel that I had been thinking about for weeks now. And I knew in that moment, walking out to my car, that if I didn't focus on my writing now, I probably never was going to.
I initially came to writing as a way to process or make sense of some of my early experiences.
When I was sick and mothering 2 young kids, I looked around for poems that examined the life I was living, and I couldn't find any. So one of the reasons I wrote Threshold was to put a book like that out in the world for others, hoping that somebody who was really struggling like I was would come across the book and that it would speak to them when they needed it the most.
Nobody forgets that moment of a writer or editor saying, we're going to take your work, we're going to publish your work. That's a moment I think we carry with us forever.
And one day I was late for something and headed out the door, and the phone rang, and I thought, oh, I'll let the machine get it. And suddenly John Tribble is talking in my living room. Certainly that changed my life, that phone call.
And I remember getting that issue when, you know, hot off the press, still in its cellophane, and opening it and seeing in the table of contents my name with all those other writers.
It was really a kind of a moment where I realized perhaps I'm a writer. Perhaps I should pursue this more seriously.
I don't think anyone can succeed fully as a writer without having some kind of mentorship.
Somebody out there in the world who is doing what you want to do.
Someone who has your best interest in mind and who doesn't mind telling you exactly what they think.
Someone who can articulate the strings and pulleys behind the magic.
Mentors have been essential in my life. They've helped me with my own poems, they've helped me with graduate school applications, they've helped me with publication advice. But in a larger sense, they've helped me and my confidence, I think. Just knowing that these people who I really respect are out there believing in me and my work keeps me writing.
The courses we teach are the courses we're passionate about. And of course, that results in better teaching.
And I want people to know that you don't have to have been a writer for all your life to be a great writer.
It's really great when a student comes up to me 2 weeks or 2 months or 2 years later and says, oh, that one exercise you assigned, you know, it got me to write a whole long sequence of poems, or it really sparked my manuscript. At a certain point, it's time to share what means the most to you with others. And it's important to have a really supportive, smart group of readers who are ready to receive that work.
I think the challenge is in finding just the right voices and limiting yourself to that audience and really believing in it.
Woodsprings faculty build groups of like-minded writers, writers that we think would work well together. And we build workshops and craft classes designed to get the most out of the communal learning process possible.
You have this eager, smart group of people ready to read your work, and that's important, I think, to keep you at it, keep you going.
I could never have written my first novel without a serious, rigorous, kind-hearted writing group. People who could hold me accountable, show me the places and explain to me the places really where I was taking shortcuts.
I write because I think it makes me a better person. Good writing days give me a sense of humanity that I don't really have words for any other way.
I think there's a dimension to us, human dimension to us, that is insanely creative, but impractical. And we need to see that. We need to see it out in the open. We need to feel it. We need to have it be a part of our lives.
I think that one of the goals of good literature is to examine and to raise to the level of art our shared concerns, and in that way bring us closer together, help us to understand each other and ourselves better.
Woodsprings. Unlock the craft.